I wonder if, in fact, the human intellect is sufficient to actually decode the full operations of this universe in which we live.
Ah.
And it's not specifically an astrophysical question, it's just more, we are an intelligent species because we defined ourselves that way. We don't have the benefit of another species to compare ourselves with, against whom we might fail miserably. And so when we compare ourselves to chimps, we sit up righteously and say, we have poetry and the Hubble telescope and philosophy, and the chimp just stacks boxes to reach a banana. Yet there's only 1% difference in our DNA. But then you'll say, what a difference that 1% makes. And I would say maybe that 1% DNA difference corresponds with an equally small difference in the intelligence between a chimp and humans. And you say, I can't believe that. No. Well, imagine some other species that visits us that's 1% along on that same scale, smarter than us. Consider, the smartest chimp does what our toddlers can do. And there's no way you will explain to a chimp, I'll have dinner ready at 6:30, can you pick up some juice on the way home? The simplest human thoughts are inconceivable to a chimp. And their talents are about what our toddlers can do. So let's get back to this 1% smarter alien that we've discovered. Corresponding this analogy, we now say, what would we look like to them? Well, they would roll Stephen Hawking forward after combing the human species, and they'd say, this one is slightly smarter than the rest because he can do astrophysics calculations in his head like little Timmy over here, who just came home from preschool. Oh, Timmy, you just composed 3 sonnets. Isn't that cute? Let's put it up on the refrigerator door. Oh, you just derived the fundamental law of calculus. Isn't that cute? Put it up on the refrigerator. Their simplest thoughts would transcend our deepest thoughts. And maybe to them, it is obvious what dark matter is and dark energy. Maybe to them, particles popping in and out of existence is a trivial exercise in their understanding of the multidimensional space-time continuum. And we are here groping at the sides of a wall, not knowing how tall, wide, or deep it is, because we have the limits of the human physiology evolved off the plains of Africa just to try to understand the entire universe. So I lose sleep on that question each night. So that's my...
Wait, did you almost say at the beginning of that answer that you are wondering, well, maybe something of a Mysterian, that you're not sure?
I'm not sure.
The universe is so complicated that it may be more complicated than we can ever fathom.
No, that's the hubristic way to say it.
Oh.
That's not how I said it, okay?
How did you say it again?
We might not be smart enough, okay? If you're hubristic, you would say, we are smart, but the universe is just really complicated. That's not what I said. Right. I said we might not be smart enough to figure out a universe that could be trivial to the brain of a more intelligent species.
Okay.
So check your hubris at the door. Otherwise, you will not bask in the cosmic perspective that so much of this discussion brings upon us. So, may I now give you my cop-out answer? My cop-out answer is, I think often about the questions we do not yet know to ask because discoveries yet to come, but when they arrive, will put us in a new vista, a new place to stand, enabling us to see questions undreamt of and unimagined before we got there. So when I, again, lay awake at night, I ponder what kinds of questions lay beyond our reach. Because the questions that we even know how to pose, they're there. Those are not even interesting to me anymore because we knew how to ask the question. I want to know the question that is beyond everyone's reach. And by definition, I can't because we haven't gotten there yet. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't dream of that frontier. And
That sounded like a coda to me, I gotta say. Like I could hear the orchestra playing through.
May I offer a better coda?
Yes. And then we'll let you go. But I
Yeah, we went here long. Sorry, we went long. Try not to ever forget that the history of this exercise, this beautiful exercise where we find out where we fit in this great unfolding of cosmic events and phenomena, that the larger grows the area of knowledge. Okay? The bigger that area grows, just remember, so too grows our perimeter of ignorance. It may be that as much as we think we know, as much as we know, as much as the more things that we ultimately learn, for all we know, we could be steeped in the center of infinite ignorance, which then provides job security forever for scientists, right? Robert Krulwich.
Neil Tyson.